Most common question I get is, how do I find resources? If you click here on my collection called Rising Juniors and Seniors Resources, you will see that I've used Wakelet to give you links to finding examples of everything. So for example, click on listen or click on this link here, and it takes you to Google Podcasts where you can type in whatever topic you're looking for and you can find a podcast on that topic. So for instance, let's look at bees. So right here I have a bunch to choose from, and then you have to actually carve out the time to listen to those and pick an episode that you like. Same thing with here. You have a complimentary access academic pass to the New York Times, and you want to make sure that you are logged in as your digital subscriber. And then again, you can use the search tool and type in your keyword. Again, I will use bees, and I find that there are some current events. I find that I should probably look at one of these articles, and of course, I need to carve out the time to actually read it before I choose it. Then we're going to use our databases. So to find some art, I'm going to use ArtStore, which is a sister site or sister database of JSTOR. So I know that it's reputable and credible. So I'm looking at bees and I'm going to type that in and see what I can find. And again, I need to spend some time, but this kind of looks cool. And maybe there's a piece of art here that really inspires me to share what I've learned about bees and that I want to include. So I can cite the item, I can download it, I can copy the link. And let's go ahead and just copy that link, for example. And I would keep that open in a new tab. Okay, then I would go to the databases. And again, this is using Gale database that we provide from the school. If you need to enter a password, the password will be Ravens. And again, I'm going to type in bees. And by this point, you can get a little more specific. And I'm going to find an article that talks about beekeeping or something exciting like that. So again, I told you the password is Ravens. I will enter that here. And again, the part that I'm not modeling is the part where you read it. So again, I would find an article that works for me and I would include that. And then finally comes the fun part. I can share my response using Flipgrid here. And I can't model that because I'm actually using Flipgrid to record that. But you click here and you'll add sort of a defense for your collection and get to tell me a little bit about why you chose this theme and why it's exciting to you. And then finally, my favorite part is using free streaming sites such as Canopy to share an episode or a film. And I actually have a documentary in mind that I want to share. So I'm going to go here, I'm going to type in bees, and then I have Wild Honey. I really love this as a documentary, and so I'm going to include that as my example. And you see actually the pollinators is a really good one too. So maybe I want this to be my documentary. Now, of course, I would watch it first if I haven't already watched it, and then I would include this link in my final collection. So again, this resources strand here gives you places from which to pull all of your resources. And then I would go back to my Wakelet room, and you'd see that Beatrice has already started this on bees, and this was as a sample. So when I go here, you see I already added the pollinator and I already added the podcast. I simply go back to my collection and I select edit, and I can continue to add my resources here. So again, I think this was my JSTOR article. So I can add it here. And remember, this is your chance to make it a little more fun. So here's my sample here. I'm going to actually download it. And then that's going to let me add it when I make my sample pretty. I'm going to press the edit button here. I can press the edit button. I can upload it, and you'll see that in my downloads, that's the bees article, or the bees image, I mean. And then I should say something about it. Why did I choose this image? Why is it important? And I would say art from ArtStore here, and I would write a description or a little bit about your process. Once you're done, you will select public for your collection if you're comfortable with everybody seeing it. If you only want me to see it, you will select unlisted, you will select done, And then, of course, the most important part is that you need to share this collection with me. So you would copy this link and you would submit it to me if it's not already appearing in the space here. So for this example, Beatrice has a collection of bees. It is showing up here, so she does not need to do anything further.